Hello, everybody, and welcome to another cigar review. If you watched my Spirit review that came out probably yesterday, probably for most of you, you know that there was a cigar review coming. You know I've got a bit of rum poured to bear with this cigar. So let's get the cigar out. So it's in the top pockets as normal. Let's get her out and let's talk about it. So this is the Juliany Maduro Corona. Let's just get her out of the cellophane. Show it you again, and then we'll talk about a bit about the brand, a bit about the history, a bit about the cigar. Then we'll get her lit and we'll start smoking her. So here we are, the Juliany Maduro Corona. So I've got a bit of history with Juliany as a company. They were one of the first brands I smoked. So when I started smoking cigars 5 years ago now, the first things I smoked were packet cigars, small cigars and cigarillos, country cigars, King Edward's, Royal Dutch, Henry Winterman's, Panama. These were all cigars that I smoked. Now, I then moved on. I had a Henry Winterman's Corona Sumatra, and then I started picking up larger smokes, slowly, time at time, slowly at a time. And I happened upon a tin of Juliany, tin of 10. They were 4x30 Juliany Corojo. They were £30 for a tin. They were long filler, capped 4x30 cigars by Juliany. And I bought them, and I've had about 3-4 tins of those in my life. I've had the Maduros, and I've had the black tin and the red tin. And they were both good smokes. And so I used to buy these. I bought the Corojo and I bought the Maduro. I preferred the Maduro. Then one day I had a Maduro. I had one of the Torpedoes, which is a big cigar. It's a 6x52 with a torpedo head. Back then when I bought it, it must have been about a tenner, maybe £11. Very cheap cigar for the size. Well, this was cheap. We'll get onto that in a minute. And I was walking home smoking it, and it was horrible. Horrible. I don't know. The draw was very loose. It tasted bitter. It was not a good smoke. And then I never bought them again. I picked up a Juliany Corojo earlier this year. It wasn't a great smoke. It was very loose. Wasn't great. But then I had a comment on one of my videos the other day. I believe it was on the BV Mini review. Someone said, have you tried the Juliany Maduro? They're one of my favourite smokes. And I thought, you know what? We'll give it another go, because I've not had a Juliany Maduro in ages. Absolutely ages. So I was in the tobacconist on Thursday. I picked up some cigars to smoke for the night. Tried a couple of small mini cigars. Picked up those J. Cortez I reviewed the other day. And one of these, because I thought I'll make a review of this week. We'll smoke it on Sunday, which it's technically Monday. It's 1 o'clock Monday morning. And I'll see how it is. Now, this is a 5x40, so it's in the Corona world, the new world, slightly small. I'll show it you again. You can see it's got a pigtail on the end, which you can just pull off. I have a cutter, so I will just pull it off. I'll show you, but I do have a cutter in case the draw is too tight for any reason. But it's not the biggest cigar in the world. It's a 5x30. It looks reasonably packed. It feels reasonably packed. So I'm hoping good things about the draw. It was £7, I believe. £7.50 perhaps. I can't remember. £7 to £7.50. You can find them online for £7. They're slightly higher, about £8 in some places. Value-wise, very good. You know, the only other cigars in that kind of price range, you look at your Quorums, your Conquistadors. These are long filler. These are long filler cigars. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Juliany as a factory is owned, it's a cooperative factory owned by women. and I believe it was the first woman-owned cooperative cigar factory in the Dominican Republic. So it's, as a brand, they're not huge, I would say, but you do see them in a lot of tobacconists. A lot of tobacconists will stock them. They will have, a lot of the times, just the black and the red. They do have a blue line. I'm not sure about the details of their blue line. I know the red line is a Corojo wrapper. This is a Maduro wrapper, but it does use Dominican tobacco throughout. So let's see. Let's try it, because I've not smoked one of these in ages, especially the Corona. The Corona's probably one of the ones I've smoked the least, because I think I smoked the torpedoes all the time. 6x52, it was like 11 quid, about £15 now. They're not too bad value wise still. They smell quite nice. Not much, but slightly chocolatey almost. Like a reasonable smell. So this pigtail cap, as you can see on the end, is very cool. You don't see that very often. You can just grab and, I believe, just pull, and it will reveal a tiny little hole to smoke through. I think I'll keep that, because that's a reasonable hole to smoke through. I could cut it. The thing is, the cap, I don't know if you can see on these cigars, the cap isn't the most well-made thing in the world. It's got, I think, a single cap. So I will cut it with my nice little cutter. I will give it a little cut across the top, a little bit further down. Yeah, as predicted, there is a little bit of cap coming away, but there we go. Good draw. I'd say, like, a very reasonable draw. Maybe a little on the loose side, but not like the Corojo was. The Corojo was extremely loose as a smoke. This is on the looser end of a New World, but still a reasonable draw. So what we're going to do is, when I get this lit up, I'll give you my initial thoughts on the flavour, and then we'll come back about a third in. I'll let you know how long I've smoked it for, because I'm hoping for £7, the longer we get after this, the better. Obviously, it's a small cigar, 5x40, but let's get it lit. Got a little, these are from Zengaz, these lighters. It's got a little dead cactus on it. We'll light it up, we'll see how it is. I'm hoping for good things, you know. These are a popular cigar. A lot of people like them. They're a really good budget choice, and you know I like a budget. I'm a value cigar man. I want good value onto my cigars. That lit very well. No problem with that. I will say the smell. It's not an amazing aroma. It's not bad, but it's not amazing. Let's give it a draw. Okay. It's okay. Nothing amazing on this first draw. It's. Let me take another one. It's a bit muddied, the flavour, isn't it? Okay. There's a a cedar wood, a little bit of chocolate. Um, Nothing super complex, but a little bit of cedar wood, a little bit of chocolate. No spice, which is good. Um, a lot of the time in a cheaper cigar, spice can become bitterness very easily. Very nice white ash. The ash is quite white. That started to come down. Quite a dry, tannic flavour or texture, I suppose, to the smoke. Um, quite dry. It's making me want to take a sip of me spirit. It is exactly 1 o'clock, so at light up, it's 1 o'clock. I'm going to take a little sip of me rum. I'll then take a quick puff of the cigar and I'll let you know if it's changed at all. Hmm, that's a good pairing. The kind of sweetness of the rum counteracts the kind of dryness of that smoke, which is good. Um, at first light, I'm not disappointed. We'll have to see how the cigar develops. Currently, for £7, it's doing all right. We will be back when we're either halfway through or just into the first third, depending on if any changes happen. And I will let you know what the times are. See you soon. So, we are probably about halfway through this cigar. Like, we're past the first third, we're definitely into the second. It has been, let me try and watch, about 20 minutes. So, we're probably on for about a 40-minute smoke or so, which is about right for a Corona. Flavour wise, it's been most of the same. There is a little bit more chocolate there. There's like some very dark cocoa and kind of a light spice. Not a super big spice, but kind of a light back of the throat, back black pepper type spice. The rum has been going excellently as a pairing with this cigar. It's been nice. Now the construction, all the way through that first third that I smoked, perfect. The ash did fall off on the floor, sadly. My fault. I should have probably tapped it off earlier. I am only now getting a minor little construction issue up there. As you can see, I'm just gonna. But that's one or two top ups on a cigar is not a construction issue for me because these are natural products. And I've had even Davidoff cigars that don't have perfect construction. Plasencia cigars, many Cubans that have construction issues. For me, major canoeing, draw issues, that's all I care about. A little top up now and again isn't a problem. A lot of smoke, nice flavour, not super complex. But do I expect super complex for £7.50? No. I think these were at £1.5, I believe, maybe 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, they were £5 or £6. So for them to only be £7 something now is very good. For today's market, you look at what else are you getting at £7.50? Does this match up to the £7 you can buy? Conquistador Coronas, I believe, are about £7. There might be a little bit more actually, depending on where you get them. There are some own brand Coronas. I believe the GQ Tobacco Concepcion Playa Madeiras. They have a Playa Madeiras Corona that I think is very similar to this, maybe a bit better. I do want to buy some of those at some point, slap them in a review because I think they're good smokes, but I've not had one in a couple of months, so it's always good to revisit. But yeah, so far, halfway through the cigar, a little bit of a change. The cedar note is still there. There's a bit more of a deep chocolatiness and a nice bit of spice. So there was a little bit of change there. The smoke's still quite dry, but there's a lot of it. So I think it's honestly quite reasonable for the price so far. We will see how it develops towards the latter stages of the smoke. As I said, we've been smoking this for 20 minutes. I'm hoping for at least another 20, but I will come back when we are basically about to put this out, is when I'll come back. So we'll know exactly how long we get on this cigar. I'll see you then. We're back. Final bit of the video. Final bit of the cigar. I have to say, it's been a really pleasant experience smoking this cigar, which I am, my apologies, pleasantly surprised by. We're down to the end here, and it's still smoking well, and the flavours are still good. There's no bitterness, no bad astringent flavours, which is I'll be honest, at this point in the cigar, for a lot of smaller cigars, cheaper cigars, I'd expect some bitterness. I'd expect some bad flavours coming through. Nothing. The flavour profile is broadly the same. The intensity's gone up a little bit. A little bit more black pepper, a little bit less chocolate, a bit more of that wood. But it's been a really pleasant smoke. Now, in terms of Maduro cigars, it's not been the richest and creamiest and heaviest of smoke. Actually, the smoke's not been creamy at all. And I think that's probably the biggest downfall of this cigar. It has quite a dry smoke. Now, I don't know what causes that. I don't know what causes a cigar to have a very creamy smoke as opposed to a drier smoke. This is a drier, tannic smoke. It makes your mouth feel dry. Whereas I think if you have a cigar that's got a nice creamy smoke, it doesn't. If anything, it makes you salivate a little bit. This doesn't. This sucks the moisture out of your mouth. Now, that's not to say it's a bad thing. It does want to make you go and have another smoke, and it isn't. It doesn't take away from the flavour, which the flavour has been good. I think the flavour's been very nice. In terms of pairings, I've been pairing it with the Grananejo Plantation. I was about to say Plantaray, and then went back into saying Plantation. Don't know why I say it like that. The Plantation rum, the Grananejo. Review up on the channel now, by the way, if you want to know exactly what this rum is like, if it is worth the £40 price tag. Go watch that video. But it's paired very well with this cigar. This isn't very sweet as far as Maduro cigars go, which is weird. A lot of the time Maduro is quite sweet. This is kind of quite dark, a little bit spicy, drier. Well, this is nice and sweet, and it's a good contrast. Now, obviously, I've taken off my smoking jacket. I was just warm in the house. That's why this last bit of the video, no smoking jacket on. But it's been a good smoke for £7, £7.50, even £8. A cigar I could see myself buying again. It does make me want to go and buy the Torpedo and give the Torpedo a review, because the Torpedo was the cigar that put me off Juliany Maduro range, and maybe it'll be the cigar, and this might be the cigar that gets me back on it, because that was that used to be one of my go-to smokes, and it hasn't been for a long time. Value wise, it's a good smoke. Flavour wise, it's a good smoke. I think it has to score a 7.5 out of 10. I think that's a fair rating for it. As for time, and I think that's very important with a cigar of this time, 55 minutes. And probably will reach an hour by the time I finished off this last little bit. So, all in all, a good cigar. A good cigar, a 7.5, really good value. Nice flavour. I think, I'd recommend this over the Corojo. I will probably review the Corojo at some point in the future. But after that one I had earlier this year, I'm not in any rush to go get another one and spend me money on it. I would pick up a couple more of these over time. Obviously, not as a regular pickup, but maybe just once now and again when I'm in the tobacconist, I'm not sure what to pick up, and I just want to bulk out my humidor a little bit. One or two of these would be a perfect little addition. 55 2 hours smoke. If you're a quicker smoker, you can probably get it done in 40, but it's a good smoke. It's a good smoke. A 7.5. I'd recommend it. It's recommended by me. So with that, I hope everyone has a good rest of their week. There will be another review probably on Friday. I think it won't be Thursday. There won't be a video up on Thursday. It'll probably be up Friday, I think. Just based on when I'm actually getting new cigars in. But lovely smoke, 7.5 as stated. The Juliany Maduro Corona, good smoke. As always, stay smoky, fellas, and I'll see you later.